Hello everyone, and welcome back to another review episode. I'm sorry for the late upload, but I'll be reviewing Sleepy Hollow this month. Spoiler warning is in action, so if you haven't seen the show, please do watch the show. But if you're still watching, thank you for watching. The show, Sleepy Hollow, is loosely based on the legend of Sleepy Hollow and the village called Sleepy Hollow located in New York. It is also an adaptation of the film Sleepy Hollow in 1990, starring Johnny Depp. Ichabod Crane, portrayed by Tom Mison, a captain under George Washington, portrayed by Mark Campbell, is awoken from a slumber after 200 plus years. There he meets Lieutenant Abigail Mills, portrayed by Nicole Berry, and the two learn they are the two witnesses of the apocalypse. The two uses their position as the witnesses and prevent evil from spreading to Sleepy Hollow, especially the Horsemen of Death. As the series continues, new allies are formed and a new supernatural threat rises. One of the reasons why I like Sleepy Hollow is the way the show explores Ichabod's adjustment to the world. If someone wakes up after 200 years into our world, they will have a hard time adjusting to ours with full of technology. The show explores Ichabod's adjustment realistically, with him complaining about everything he sees and experiences, but in the end, he learns to understand the improvement and make historical reference to add humor to the show. Top seasons. Number 4, Season 2. Although every season of Sleepy Hollow is well balanced, Season 2 fails to show the excitement the other seasons did. With Captain Irving, portrayed by Orlando Jones, stuck in a mental asylum, the show loses the balance the other seasons had with the police. As the new sheriff has no clue about the supernatural aspect of Sleepy Hollow, she cuts off Ichabod as a consulting, causing a friction in the balance. Also, with the show exploring Malek's, portrayed by DJ Methil's, resurrection, ever since Season 1, it was disappointing to see him killed right when he was resurrected. Number 3, Season 1. As many first seasons go, this show had a unique first season. At first, Ichabod and Abby were strangers, but by the end of the season, it is clear that they both will sacrifice their lives for one another. Now, I know many shows have a similar construct, but with their case, one is from a days of colonies, and the other is a lieutenant who didn't believe in the supernatural. But by the end, they learn to trust one another and depend on, which is something that's rare to see, in my opinion. Number 2, Season 4. Knowing that there was going to be a cast change and a location change in the season made me question how much I would enjoy this season prior to watching it. The season felt different without Abby in each scene with Ichabod, but as the season continued, the return of death and war brought an excitement unlike the prior 2 seasons. With new fresh people on the show, it brought new life with the introduction of Diana, portrayed by Janya Gavankar, and her daughter, Molly, portrayed by Una Yaffe. The show brought new meaning to living in a supernatural world. Number 1, Season 3. After the showrunner was replaced, the show brought new types of supernatural being, such as Pandora, portrayed by Shannon Sosman, and the Hidden One, portrayed by Peter Mensah. Instead of multiple random flashbacks, the season focused on the relationship between Ichabod and Betsy Ross, portrayed by Nikki Reed, showing a new side to Ichabod. The season also crossed over with another popular Fox show, Bones, giving a unique insight into how science and supernatural exist in the same plane. The season also explored how Abby and Ichabod survive without one another, as Abby gets trapped into an alternative dimension, showing the show how much they care about one another and how powerful their bond really is. Top 10 episodes. Number 10, And the Abyss Gaze Back, Season 2, Episode 6. This episode introduces Sheriff Corbin, portrayed by Clancy Brown's son, Joe, portrayed by Zach Appleman. As the episode explores the relationship between Joe and Abby, the viewer can see how Joe is jealous about the relationship his father had over him. Joe also learns the truth about the supernatural as Abby and Crane find out he's a Wendigo, someone who eats humans. As the two witnesses help cure Joe, he agrees to help keep the world safe from the supernatural, teasing his return for Season 3. Number 9, Freedom, Season 4, Episode 13. The final episode of the show doesn't disappoint even though it was cancelled. As Malcolm Dreyfus, portrayed by Jeremy Davis, summons his four horsemen, death, war, pestilence, and famine, to take control of America, Agency 331 uses all their power to stop them. The episode pays off many teased details throughout the series, like Jake, portrayed by Jerry McKinnon, and Alex, portrayed by Rachel Melvin, starting a relationship, Crane finally becoming a US citizen, and Crane and Henry, portrayed by John Noble, finally having a ceasefire, and much more. Even though the tease of a Kraken in the end of the episode was not fully explored, the show ends on a high note with many questions answered. Number 8. Norvus Ordo Selachrum, Season 3, Episode 8. The mid-season finale explores the consequence of messing with a god. As Jenny goes missing and the FBI questioning where she is, Abby and Crane must find her before the FBI does. Jenny, now taken by Pandora to rescue the Hidden One. When Abby, Crane, and Joe locates Jenny, they destroy the Pandora's box, but failing to control the power of Anubis, Abby is forced to make the ultimate sacrifice, allowing the viewers to question the consequence of their action. Number 7. Bad Blood, Season 1, Episode 13. As the two witnesses and their friends learn the truth about the death of George Washington, Abby and Crane travels into Purgatory to rescue Katerina, portrayed by Katia Winter. There, they learn the only way to save someone from Purgatory is to sacrifice another, which Abby volunteers, allowing the viewers to see how deep their bond has become over the season. Although getting Katerina out of Purgatory was a success, Henry Parrish is revealed to be Jeremy Crane, the son of Ichabod and Katerina, which was a twist I would never have foreseen. Number 6. Pilot, Season 1, Episode 1. Ichabod and the Horseman of Death is awoken. With this, Sheriff Corbin gets decapitated by death, forcing Abby to reconsider what is real and what is fake. Abby decides to trust Crane about the Horseman, revealing that there is a deeper connection between the two than they realize, giving the pilot of the series a unique experience with starting with the supernatural being known as death. Number 5. Tempus Fugit, Season 2, Episode 18. In the wake of Katerina betraying the witnesses, she performs a time-traveling spell, giving Abby the opportunity to travel back as well. Abby then must convince past Crane into helping her, allowing the viewers to see how powerful their bond truly is. This episode concludes the arc that has been building for the last 2 seasons, but as Abby learns from her ancestor, there will always be a new threat that will need the witnesses and their friends. Number 4. The Midnight Ride, Season 1, Episode 7. This episode finally forces the captain to believe in the supernatural. As Abby and Crane tries to destroy the head of the Horseman, they learn it is unsuccessful, forcing them to consider trapping the Horseman into one of the Jeffersons' chamber. This episode shows even something as powerful as the Horseman of Death can be trapped and explores there is hope for the two witnesses on bringing evil down. Number 3. Heads of State, Season 4, Episode 3. When the Horseman returns and tries to assassinate the president, Crane must reveal his true identity to the group, which always makes me laugh. As Diana, Jake, and Alex deal with the new information, they try to find a way to stop the Horseman from assassinating the president once again. Number 2. Dead Men Tell No Tales, Season 3, Episode 5. The second part of the crossover with Bones utilizes both science and supernatural. When Pandora resurrects General Howell, portrayed by Nicholas Guest, he summons his dead minion known as Dragor. Abby and Crane seeks the help of Bones, portrayed by Emily Deschanel, and Booth, portrayed by David Morris, in order to find General Howell's first burial site. With their help, they identify what is necessary to kill the Dragor and uses the power of Greek fire to kill them. This episode shows a funny moment because Bones always has a reasoning for everything, and in this episode, she has sometimes quite a difficult time getting some reasoning due to the supernatural aspects. Honorable mentions. Number 1. Ragnarok, Season 3, Episode 18. This episode explores how far Crane would go to save Abby. When the witnesses and their friends finally bring back the Pandora's box, they learn someone must sacrifice themselves to power the box. Abby decides to sacrifice her life, allowing for the Hidden One to be destroyed with it. Crane decides to summon the Horseman to force Pandora's hand, but when Pandora self-destructs the box, he learns her soul was passed on to another to continue the work of the witnesses, teasing for what's to come on the next season. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for watching, and please do comment down your favorite season or episode in the comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for more content.